The Adesso EasyTouch. This is a surprisingly good keyboard. I'm Rio Gian and welcome to Rio Gian Keyboards. You will not bat an eye when you see this keyboard because it looks just like any other $10 keyboard that would fly right under the radar. The layout is standard, which is awesome because it makes it easy to find keycaps replacement for. The font is a little too big for my particular taste, but it's easy to see if you have poor vision, which I think was kind of the purpose of this keyboard. The construction is mainly plastic, but the keyboard feels extremely planted, and I was shocked when I first laid my hands on this keyboard. The logo is placed nicely at the right corner, and overall the look of the keyboard is very office friendly. The Kailh blue switches might not be as office friendly because it's kind of loud, but it's not too loud. I like the look of the enclosed design, but I wouldn't want to clean this keyboard because of those little edges. It can be quite annoying to clean. You do have media controls on the F keys, and you have a Windows lock with the blue LED indicators. The one thing that I noticed was the uneven alignment of the keycaps. Like, some of the keycaps are higher, and when I try to press them down, they stay like that. I wouldn't see this as a big deal breaker, but it might be annoying to some. So if you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications for the latest content. This keyboard uses Kailh blue switches, and it reminds me so much of that soft razor green switches from the first gen Black Widow. I love those switches because it was a soft clicky switch that I always wanted. Of course, the quality wasn't up to par with the MX Blue, and there's lots of complaints if the switch is not working or the switch is wildly inconsistent. The good news here is that the switches do work, but it's not consistent. Certain keys feel lighter than others, and the sound is quite off to some of them as well. The interesting thing about Kailh as a company is that they came a long way because they're still in business making switches, but there are still problems. I want to say good things about them, but it's just time and time again, there's always some kind of issue. I hope they clean up their act sooner rather than later because I want them to be successful, because it's more competition in the market means we get better deals. This keyboard uses Cherry MX stabilizers, which is awesome because it makes it so much easier to take out the longer keycaps. I don't know why, but the stabilizers on this particular keyboard feels extra mushy when comparing them to other keyboards with the same stabilizer. It's not a big deal, but it's worth mentioning if you need that extra level of precision when using your keyboard. Well, that's where the Co-Star stabilizers come in. It can be very annoying to deal with those wires on the Co-Star stabilizers, but at least you get the crispiness feeling. Personally, I go with the Cherry MX stabilizers because it makes my life that much easier when taking out the longer keycaps. The quality of these keycaps are not the best, and I didn't expect them to be at the price point of this keyboard. The keyboard uses thin ABS, much like the big name gaming keyboard manufacturers, but it's especially bad here because the font is something that I can see being rubbed off the longer I use the keyboard, and the molding process for the keycaps isn't the best. It's fine because the price point that the keyboard is going for, you should consider buying an extra set of keycaps, although an extra set of keycaps might just cost as much as the keyboard, depending on where you get them from. The flip-up feet do have rubber on them, so the board will be planted at both angles. There's cable management slots, which is really nice considering the price point of the keyboard. The rubber pad does an excellent job at keeping the keyboard planted. The cable seems to be long enough for most setups, and it has cable management Velcro, which is always a nice addition. Last but not least, the USB tip is gold plated, which is a nice feature, but I don't think many of you care for it anymore. The way how the keyboard type is the main selling point of the keyboard. I absolutely love it. The feel is just right because the keys are soft to the touch and the sound is delightful. I can definitely fly with this keyboard, and I really enjoy this typing experience. The keystrokes are buttery smooth, and the transitions are extremely quick when moving from one key to another. This keyboard is love at first type, which is the highest praise for the keyboard. I am constantly coming up with excuses to type on this board, and it's going to be painful when I have to let it go, but I'll always have the videos to remember it by. This keyboard doesn't have any software, nor can you program it, so it's out of the question if you're an MMO gamer or you edit lots of videos. If you mainly play FPS and RTS, then try to look for a red switch version of the keyboard. Besides that, if you mainly game with your keyboard, this isn't the keyboard you're looking for. If you're a typist and you spend a lot of time typing, you will absolutely love this keyboard, and you should click on the link that I have below that like button to buy the keyboard now. Prices are always subject to change, but you can expect to find this keyboard in the mid 60s.
$10, which is a great price because you're not breaking the bank when buying a keyboard that you will type for a very, 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 very long time. If you made it this far and you haven't subscribed yet, you gotta hit that subscribe button, turn on notification to become part of the mighty notification squad. As always, have an awesome day.